Hello, my friends, family, saints, and ain'ts. How are you? This is Thursday and Radiant Wrap, where I like to come on for just a few minutes and speak about things that I feel that we need to do with backing from my research, my experience, things we need to do to be healthy and whole, like rest, activity awareness, diet, introspection, agua, drinking water, note taking, and training, the physical training, all of those things that we need to do to be healthy and whole. And I thought this week, let me share about the whoopsie that occurred recently. Okay, not too long ago, I posted a reel. And this reel is the closest that I've ever gone to going viral. But it went viral in a way that I hadn't intended. Okay. So I said, well, let me just share about this reel. And the reason that I did it, it was to show how things that we do, in this case, it was a reel about foods that we eat, can help us in our overall journey. That is what I am put on this planet to do, to help to encourage and educate so that we can live healthy and whole. So, yeah, this particular reel was not received well at all. I got a lot of heat. I mean, it's got like, I don't know, over 100,000 views. I'm like, okay, this isn't what I mean. People are hot, sizzling hot. Okay. um, but you know what? I want to take, and I know if I'm going to be on social media, then right, I'm putting myself in the way of being vulnerable to that, people being mean and stuff like that. But I wanted to make sure that I really looked and listened and learned and got something from it, aside from the mean comments. I mean, some people were just rude. But I really did look for the lesson so that I can learn as I'm moving forward, because I'm not a pro at this. I'm just learning as I go. And Yeah, so prayerfully tonight, I will clear up a little bit about that video. Now, of course, once it goes viral, the people don't know me. They don't know what I stand for or what my platform is. They don't know me as a wellness coach. So this particular video, or reel, I'm in a hotel. I'm staying at a hotel. There's a huge spread. So I thought of for breakfast, it's a free breakfast. And I looked at all of the foods. Those are always teaching moments for me. I stay at hotels quite a bit, like if we're traveling and stuff like that. A lot of times I'm working at hotels because I can work from anywhere. That's one of the things I love about what it is that I do. Um, and there's a lot of times breakfast at places that we stay. And so I thought, okay, this is a good time to talk about the foods, because we actually don't always realize that the things that we eat aren't the healthiest of things. Now, in the video, and I say in the video in the beginning, eat what you want. And I do believe that. But it comes across as me complaining, being ungrateful about the foods that we're eating. And I mean, people were saying things like, bring your own food and, go outside and eat grass then. Okay, let me just say, I mean, some of it was funny. I was, one, wanting to talk about foods that were healthy and the things that we might consider healthy or fun that are not. Two, because I am plant-based, show that there are things that we could eat. And I felt like after I went back and I looked at it, okay, my delivery could be different, because in the end, especially on that particular video, at that particular hotel, the oatmeal that I had, it wasn't made that great. It just wasn't. But I, again, sound like I'm whining and I'm complaining and I'm being ungrateful when people are out here, don't have food to eat and things like that. Okay. Let me just say this. In order for us to live healthy and whole, eat what you want. First of all, enjoy the foods that you eat, but be aware. Hi, Aunt Cuppy. Aunt Cuppy, you saw the video, right? And you were nice about it. You were like, yeah, I don't agree with it, but um, but anyway, and it's okay. But let's not fool ourselves and understand. And I appreciate, so all the comments, the feedback, I appreciate. And so I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I hope that I'm able to share with you that most breakfast foods in general, just in general, breakfast foods, a lot of them are processed foods. So processed foods are not good for our brain, are not good for our gut, are not good for our mood, are not good for our energy. They are high on the list that lead to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. In general, most of us need to have a lot more fresh fruits and vegetables in our diet. And to eat clean does not necessarily mean it's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, it doesn't. I know we think that. Hi, Nessie, how are you? I know we think that, but you can eat relatively healthy. And there are times when we want to have processed foods too, like when we're traveling, or like a lot of people were saying, you're on vacation, I'm going to eat what I want. I think you should eat what you want. I only asked you to consider how much processed food, not just for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of that you eat. Because the dangers of the processed foods, and most of the breakfast foods contain high quantities of sugar, high quantities of salt, high quantities of fat, high quantities of artificial colors and flavors, the refined carbohydrates, and though that's what can make us sick. Okay, so it's about prevention, and it's also about healing, or doing the best. Sometimes we already have diagnosis. So how can we heal, or how can we feel our best? And eating foods that are fresh, fruits and vegetables, drinking water can help us to feel healthy and whole. That's it. That's it. All right. So again, I like to take on feedback and get a lesson. Even, I'm not going to be perfect. And I hate that this video, this reel, got way more views than any other reel I got. And it was, a bunch of comments because it was not conveyed. I didn't convey it in a way that I had intended. It was received in the wrong way. But my heart, charge it to my mind, not my heart. My heart is one for you. And I say this to everyone who, even if you were nasty on that reel, I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Listen, you have greatness inside of you. And in order for you to be your best, and this is what, can I just say one thing? because I do hear this quite a bit. I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to live the way I want to live. And when it's time for me to go, I'll go. That's great until it's not the case. What if you are ill and your children, your grandchildren, your family, someone, some facility has to take care of you for 20 years? You don't know that you're just going to, you know, be out. So it's important, I think, for us to do what it is that we can do to love each other, to support each other, to help one another. And so I say, consider eating foods that will promote a healthy brain, because June is health brain awareness month is one of the things that is focused on this in June. And so let's see. Oh, hey, Patricia, how are you? You've cooked minced ginger, onion, celery, topped with a couple of eggs. Takes about a half hour to rinse, chop, and fry in coconut oil. I really like the way I feel after eating this. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you like the way you feel after you're eating those things. A half hour is a long time to chop, so I don't know if that's going to be encouraging to people, because I try not to take a half hour to chop anything. Get it cooked as quickly as possible. Nessie, you said you saw the reel, and those people really dragged. They did. You know my heart. Right. So a lot of people don't. And again, I want to learn from, even though things may not be delivered, the message may not be delivered in a way, and I need to weed through a lot of some of that stuff. But the underlying message is, when I go back and look at the video, I could have said things a little different this way, or, I could have done that a little different. So in the future I will, but yeah, it is what it is, it is what it is. And when we know better, we do better. I'm only having spaghetti for tonight. I haven't had that for a few months. Okay. Just giving you some food for thought. Love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. Have a great evening. Bye, family.